All right, so today I want to go over a case study that we did on a coffee company. And so this coffee company, Grounds for Change, they've had a relatively successful site. The owner was a web designer, knows a lot about the industry. Came to us, wanted to get some assistance making their site grow and take care of a lot of the overhead for him. And then what we ended up doing is we ended up looking at his existing site, making some recommendations and making some small little tweaks to it. Now, often people feel like they have to redo the whole site. They have to change the look, change the feel, all of that sort of stuff. But when we looked at the data, it showed that there was a couple metrics, mostly rage clicks, dead clicks, and quickbacks that were harming his conversion rate. And so this is something that we see often is that when you're at like 85% success and you want to get to 90% success or a 95% success, you really only have to make a small few little tweaks, but it's knowing which small few little tweaks to make. So I want to show you something here. So this is the new site that is up. It's nice. It has clear calls to action. It goes directly to the blends that they're looking for. You go into a blend. It's very easy, very clean, very simple and straightforward. And we did this by watching screencast videos. So, or not, sorry, screencast videos. We were watching heat map videos. So we used Clarity in order to watch the heat maps of where people were getting frustrated. And we made a few tweaks. Now, this is the really cool part. We graphed what they were doing before, and I put them all onto a single graph so we can illustrate it. So if we have a look here, originally dead clicks, rage clicks, and quickbacks were they were at the 10% mark. We focused on just fixing dead clicks, rage clicks, and quickbacks. So this is just the user experience piece. And we launched this site last July. So we launched it last July. And after we launched that new theme, we immediately saw the dead clicks, the rage clicks, and the quickbacks. They disappeared. They dropped down to 2 or 3% from like 13 or 14% where they were before. And then after that, it was about 2 months, about 60 days of waiting for to see if those changes actually impacted sales, and then they did. And what can happen is because human beings don't make decisions immediately, they take some time to consider whether they're going to purchase something or not. There's always a delay. There's always a delay between when you make the change and when the impact happens. And this customer trusted us to wait for the impact to really make its change. And then if we look here in October, September, October, things really started to take off. And so before, when they were at about $60,000 a month, October they went up to 65, and then November they got to 75, and then by December they were up at 85. So that's like that's close to a 80% increase in their sales in just a few months by focusing on the really core details of the dead clicks, the rage clicks, and the quickbacks. We didn't really change any content. We didn't change their product. We didn't change any of that stuff. We just fixed some of the stuff that was not working properly. So this has been a really amazing experience to see the actual numbers of making some small purposeful changes to their website, and then seeing the result afterwards being super successful for the customer. So we continue to watch and work with them, and we continue to tweak and add, watching those heat maps so that we can understand where people are going, where they're running into problems, and removing those friction points for them. Yeah, and so that's this case study. We're super happy how it turned out, and looking forward to doing more for more merchants.